Hello, welcome to Now Tell Us. Now, this is where we come to hear people tell us their stories. People come and educate us on a subject or just highlight something that is going on in their life or in the world. And always we have great guests, and that means even today we have a great guest. And our title of today's show is Man with Zero Talent. And that's none other who has that title, none other than Sanjib Nandi. Welcome to the show, Sanjib.
Thank you, Anthony, for inviting me in the show. It's a pleasure and honor to connect with such a kind and humble person like you. And I definitely believe that, world is a better place because of people like you. And I definitely believe it.
Oh, that I'm humbled by that. Yes, and it's such an honor to have you here. We really
Oh,
appreciate you. And we know that we are going to be sharing some insights since you're here. And let's get started right away because people like listening on this platform. So you are here to tell us. Now tell us. Let's start by knowing who is Sanjib. Where is he from?
so, my name is Sanjib Nandi, and I have a very interesting story to share with the audience and an even exciting self transformation journey, which some of you might be able to benefit from it. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, I'm from India. I have lived there for 26 years and I completed my pharmacy school from India. I moved to London in 2002 and have lived there for 5 years. Then I came to United States in 2008 and I have been living here for the past 13 years. I have been to Africa. So you can see that, I have lived and worked in different parts of the world. So it gives me a broader perspective of life. I have written my first book in 2021, The Man with Zero Talent. And it's all about, self-help and self-improvement. I launched my first app in 2022, which is called Luvo. It is about health and wellness, and it has different sections like meditation, exercise, gratitude, mood checks, sleep analysis. So it's for the overall health and wellness of an individual and how you can make yourself better. I have 10 songs in Spotify and have written the lyrics of those 10 songs. My first song was Rise from the Ashes, and it was my own story of rising from the ashes. And this is a general, idea of who I am.
Wow, that's quite detailed. I feel like I already know all of you now. Um, I, I love people from India. Now, we happen to go to school with some Indians, so I know one or two words. I don't know whether it's Gujarati or what. What is Kemcho?
Kemcho means how are you? It's a Gujarati language. In India, there are at least 50 to 60 languages spoken in different parts of every state. So
Mm-hmm.
Kemcho means how are you? And the response of how are is Maja Macho, which means I am fine. And it is a Gujarati language, which is one of the languages in India.
Maja Macho.
Yes, Maja
Okay.
Macho.
Are you Gujarati or what?
No, I am a Bengali.
Bengali. Oh, okay. Wonderful. It's good to know that. And how do you say hello in Bengali?
Kirom Acho.
Kirom Acho. Okay. We
Kirom
are
Acho
learning.
means how are you?
We are
And the
learning.
response will be Bhalo Achi. I am
Palo
good.
Achi.
Yes.
Wonderful. So, you here we are talking about Man with Zero Talent, and it's your book that you've written. And I was curious the first time that I saw Man with Zero Talent, why would someone highlight someone with zero talent, or what is it all about?
So basically, I have written the book The Man with Zero Talent because personally, I believe that no human being is born talented. When
Mm-hmm.
we don't have any talents. In the course of time, we acquire those talents and make ourselves better.
Mm-hmm.
That is the whole point of giving that name, the man with zero talent. And how I have acquired different skills and different techniques which have make me a little bit better. And this is the case with every human being on this planet. Nobody is born talented. They work hard, they acquire a set of skills, and they become better and better every single day. And that's how life goes on.
Mm. And if I'm curious to know, when you were growing up, maybe in India or even when you started to move from place to place, are there some challenges that you faced? More specifically, let's go to your youngest age. Are there some challenges that you faced? And as you introduced the song from Ashes, so I guess so. So tell us about them.
So yeah, from the age of 16, I will say, every 5 years I have failed miserably, and every 10 years I have to reinvent myself.
Mm,
So when I was 16, when I finished my high school, I don't know what to do in my life. I was lost. And which happens with most of the high school kids. They don't know what they wanted to do or what is their purpose in life. And
mm-hmm,
same thing happened with me too. I was lost. I don't know what to do. And eventually, I was able to figure it out. Okay, I wanted to study pharmacy. And by the grace of God, it was luck, or it was the opportunity which came in my way, which I never thought is possible, because
mm-hmm,
I was not selected in any of the colleges in medical school or the pharmacy school. But luckily, my father was able to send me to a private school to finish my pharmacy degree, and it was again by chance that I was able to go to a pharmacy school.
mm-hmm. Okay. And how did you fare there initially? I mean, was it all smooth or still?
Means I was always a hardworking kid, and I think I got that genes or a good habits from my dad. My dad was a very hardworking person, so I picked that good habit from my dad. And have seen him like working hard, and I thought this is the way you live your life. And he was kind of a role model that this is the way we have to live our life. So
Mm-hmm,
hard work was always installed in my brain, and that's what I am doing still today, because I don't have any talents. I work extremely hard to shine in some area where I wanted to shine.
hmm, beautiful. And I like that way, the way you put it, that every 5 years you fail miserably. How, how did you come to such a conclusion that is after every 5 years and after every 10 years you have to reinvent yourself?
I am now 45 years old. So when I look back in my life from 16, I see that I failed again at age 22 or 23. Once I finished my pharmacy school, I was again lost because
Mm-hmm,
I was not happy with my job. I don't know again what to do with my life, and that's the reason I started working on different opportunities to go abroad. And luckily I was able to go to London at that time. And again, it has a very unique story, because I went to London with $150 in my pocket. My
mm-hmm,
parents were not rich, and with $150 you can only stay or live for 2 days in United Kingdom.
mm-hmm,
So I have taken that opportunity. Okay, I'm going to go with $150, because that is what I was able to arrange at that time. And there was a sad story attached to that, that once I reached there, my mother passed out of cancer. She died of cancer after 18 days after I landed there. So
oh,
it
sorry.
is it is very hard on my part, because I did not have any money. I don't have any job. My mother just passed away. I did not have any friends. So it was kind of very hard, very difficult, but what I have learned is you have to always keep moving forward. You cannot look back.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen in life which we want to hold on. We don't
Mm-hmm.
want to move on, but that is not what is going to give you satisfaction. That is not what you are going to achieve by holding on to what is gone already.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I have learned, to move forward in spite of difficulties, in spite of pain, in spite of whether it is hurting you, because that is the only way. And
Mm-hmm.
even if you age, like if you are 60 years old, even if you are 75 years old, you have to always look forward. And it
Mm-hmm.
can be a small thing, like I wanted to see my grandkids graduate, or I wanted to have this achieve in a smaller period of time, or I wanted to go to church every single day, or I wanted to become religious. Whatever it is, you always have to look forward in your life. You may be young, or you might be old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's good to realize that in life there are ups and downs, and when you put them in sections, oh yeah, every now and then I'm going to find myself down. So I've got to remember that I have got to keep on moving despite everything that is happening. So,
That is the only way, Anthony. There is no other way. Like, I have researched about my life, I have researched about other people's lives.
mm-hmm,
Failure is a part of life, and you can see so many examples of failure, like Albert Einstein, Michael Jordan, J.K. Rowling. Every one of them have failed in their life, but they keep
mm-hmm,
moving forward. And what
yeah,
happens when you are moving forward? You will eventually get the success what you deserve for.
okay. Yeah, I agree with that. They say that Michael Jordan has lost or lost in his career more than 10,000 shots.
Oh, yes, that's a famous quote, that he failed over and over again, and that's the reason he's successful. And that is the key,
Mm-hmm,
Anthony. When we are trying to do anything new, there is 75% chances that we are going to fail.
mm-hmm,
If you do 10 new things, nine things is going to fail, but only one thing is going to get you success, and that is the thing which is going to make you successful and happy. But if
mm,
you are not trying anything, and not doing anything, there is no way that you will be successful. You have to keep on trying and keep on failing it, and you will learn and learn every single day. And that is how I have learned, or what you have learned, or different people have learned, that you have to keep on trying it and improving yourself, improving your skill set.
mm. And if I may ask, because you say no one is born with talent, in your analysis, or maybe from the research that you may have done on people who have been successful, or rather attained a high level of talent, as we may put it, do you have an idea, or maybe are there some steps that you would give the listener to tell him or her, this is how you become a talented person? This is where you come from being unknown to someone known, of someone who can achieve some great thing in life. Do you have them?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my book, I have started with, the chapter first is life is messy. Life is messy for everyone. Life is difficult for everyone. And
Mm-hmm.
it happens in, different stages in our life, that we go to negativity. We
Mm-hmm.
become so negativity, and we are not able to, look forward. So how to go from negativity to positivity, so that, I have positive thoughts, because if
Mm-hmm.
we want to create something, we need positivity in life. So
Yeah.
that is the first chapter, that life is messy for everyone. So we generally have the perception, why it is happening to me. But that is not the case. Everybody is struggling in some way or the other. It might be
Mm-hmm.
different from, the way I am struggling. It might be different from the way you are struggling. But
Mm-hmm.
we have our own struggles. So that is the first chapter, how to move from negativity to positivity.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is, you have to always move forward. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot look back. What is gone is gone. We have to always see, what we can do further.
Mm-hmm.
And there are, specific, sets of things which I have done in my life, and which anybody, can do in their life to become, more successful and become a better version of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is, have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
As I have spoken with you before, that if you don't know where you are going, you cannot, reach where you wanted to go. So
Yeah.
have a goal and write it down. Writing it down, makes it tangible, that
Mm-hmm.
this is what I am looking for. Journal it down somewhere, and if you don't write it somewhere, you can save it in your phone as a screensaver, and
Mm-hmm.
which will remind you, okay, this is my goal.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in my life, I have a tiny goal that I wanted to run a mile.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens once I have run a mile, then the second thing is, okay, can I do better? Then I thought, okay, can I do a 5 mile? Once I did the 5 mile, I thought, okay, I have done the 5 mile. I wanted to do a little bit better than before. So I
Mm-hmm.
ran a half marathon after that, with a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
And once I have done the half marathon, I was a completely different person. It gives me so much of confidence and positivity, which I was lacking in my life, that yes, I can do something bigger and better in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And once I have finished the half marathon, I ran my first full marathon in 4 hours and 20 minutes, which was something which was unthinkable at one point, because by the age of 40, I haven't run a single mile in my life.
Yeah.
So the transition from not running a single mile to a person who has run a full marathon was kind of remarkable, which has given me a confidence that we can do bigger and better things of our life. But having a goal helps you to move forward, and it propels you to do better and bigger things in your life. So
Mm.
have a goal, and it can be anything, and you can change your goal later in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like at one point in 2017, when I was going through a very hard phase in my life, I thought, okay, I wanted to move forward. So I thought,
Mm-hmm.
my goal is at that time to become a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I planned myself, okay, I wanted to become a speaker. And, I wrote it down in a piece of paper, and I still have, framed in my house that, I wanted to become the greatest speaker in the world, so that, there is something which I can look forward to. And eventually what it has led to open different doors for me, which was not possible at that time, because
Mm-hmm.
it opened me a door to write my first book, which was never in the agenda. Released my first app, which was not there. I wrote 10 songs, and we don't know what the future holds. The thing is, we have to keep working on yourself and have something to look after every single morning. So,
Mm.
just write a goal, and it can be a personal goal, Anthony, or it can be a professional goal. Like, you can have a personal goal that I wanted to buy a house, or I wanted to become a millionaire, or you can have a professional goal like I wanted to become a manager. It will help you to see forward.
Mm.
So that is the first thing which I will mention to the audience, whoever is listening, that have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing which I wanted to mention is improve your self-talk.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by, we have 70,000 thoughts every single day. And most of those thoughts are negative. 90% of the thoughts is negative.
Mm.
So, how can we improve our self talk so that we move into more positivity? If I'm saying to myself, I am not good, or I am anxious, or I'm, bad at maths, or I am a middle class person, I'm not moving forward. At least I can say to myself, I'm doing better,
Mm-hmm.
which is definitely better than, I am bad. And when I am repeating these things, that I am getting better, or I can use a goal as a mantra, that this is my goal, I wanted to become a greater speaker, or I wanted to buy a house, or I'm getting better. It will help you to change your subconscious mind.
Mm.
We have a conscious mind, and we have a subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
When we are repeating ourselves that, I am not good at it, your subconscious mind is never going to work for you.
Mm.
And the famous example I can give you is about, the greatest boxer, Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm.
He repeated so many times in his head that he is the greatest boxer even before he became a greatest boxer,
Okay.
because he knows the power of the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Our subconscious mind is very powerful. If you are repeating yourself that, you wanted to become rich or you wanted to become healthy, your subconscious mind will slowly and steadily starts working for you, and it will give you reasons, and it will find you ways to attain that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the first thing. You improve your self talk, and you can improve your self talk by implementing a mantra or affirmation, whatever you wanted to use it, or you can use a specific goal and repeat it so many times that your conscious mind believes that it is real. We have to make it so real in this present moment so that your subconscious mind can work for it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Oh.
third thing which I wanted to say is, do small consistent change every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a Japanese word called kaizen, which
Okay.
means, like a small consistent change over a period of time. And it has been used in the manufacturing industry to, improve the goods. uh, and now it has been used in the self-help industry that, okay, if you are doing small consistent changes over a period of time, you can
Mm-hmm.
definitely become better.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm saying to myself, I have to go to the gym tomorrow and jog 2 miles, my mind is definitely going to revolt against it.
Yeah.
Even if I'm highly motivated, I can go there and I can do 2 miles. But what will happen the next day? My hands, legs, my body will be aching.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mind will tell me, see what happens? Your body is aching. What is the point doing it? And nothing has changed. You are in the same weight, nothing has changed. So why to do it?
Mm-hmm.
So rather than doing, a drastic change, do gradual changes. If you
Mm-hmm.
say to yourself, I'm going to walk just 1 block today, your mind will say, okay, it's a piece of cake. I can walk a block today. If you tell your mind, I'm going to read one line today, you will say, okay, one line, it's fine. I can read.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can gradually improve to 2 lines and 3 lines. And, that will consistently build the habit rather than drastically change your habit. Because, we have to get control over our mind.
Yeah.
And that is where we are lacking. We think we are the mind, but mind is always which is controlling us. We are not controlling the mind.
Ah.
And if you want to learn, if I can give you an analogy of how to control your mind, just assume that if you wanted to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, you
Mm-hmm.
set up your alarm, you decided, oh, I wanted to wake up in the 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But when the alarm clock rings in the morning, your mind tells, oh, it's warm and cozy, just sleep for 10 more minutes. What is going to happen? So you press the first snooze.
Mm-hmm.
After 10 minutes, your alarm clocks again, rings and tells you, okay, it's time to wake up. Your mind again tells, you have done it for 10 minutes. What is the point? Do it for again 10 minutes. So this way, your mind is controlling yourself. And, at the third ring, when you say, if I don't wake up now, my I will be late for work, and that time you take control of your mind and you become, okay, I have to do it now. That is the difference between you and the mind. The
Mm.
mind is always going to keep yourself in a safe place, in a place which is easy for you.
Yeah.
Anthony, just give me 1 second. Let me connect my laptop to a power cord, please. One
Okay, no
second.
problem. So thank you each and every one of you who's watching us here. We really appreciate your time, and those who get to listen to us once we are through with this podcast, and get to hop on to our website, which is nowtellers.com. all our past episodes are there, and our future episodes are going to be there. This episode is going to be there as soon as we are through. That is nowtellers.com. That's where you find our episodes. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. And please remember to share with everyone out there, and we will appreciate. And we keep going with Sanjib. Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience.
It's
So I have
okay.
talked about goals. I have talked about improving our self-talk. I've
Mm-hmm.
talked about gradually changing ourselves so that we can make our habits stay sustained for a longer period. And the
Mm-hmm.
fourth thing is making good habits.
Mm,
And I have written in my book extensively about three habits. The first is meditation, the second is exercise, and the third is cold showers.
okay.
And I will just describe briefly about meditation. There is always a misconception that meditation is related to Buddhism or it is related to Hinduism. But
Mm-hmm.
meditation is basically a mental exercise to get focus of your mind. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a form of exercise so that you have a greater focus and you can improve yourself mentally, and you have a more clarity of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And in this generation, you can be a scientist, or you can be a professor, or you can be an artist, or you can be a musician, or you can be a student. You need focus and concentration to do your job.
Yeah.
So meditation is basically to improve your focus, concentration. But I have researched extensively about how our brain works,
Mm-hmm.
and I do have a picture of the brain, like this is our actual shape of the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And what does meditation do? I will just describe three things. What does and how does meditation helps? Like, we have a part in our midbrain which is called amygdala.
Mm-hmm.
Amygdala is the fight or the flight system. So whenever we feel fear, either we fight or we flee.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when we are in fear all the time? This amygdala increases in size and volume.
Mm-hmm.
And after doing meditation for 8 weeks, the size of the amygdala will shrink. So it means you will be less fearful. And
Mm-hmm.
this has been scientifically proven by Sarah Lazar that doing 8 weeks of meditation drastically decreases your amygdala, which means you will be less fearful, less stress. When you are less stressed, it means your immunity is good in the body. When
Mm-hmm.
your immunity is good in the body, it means you're happy and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the advantages, that you become less fearful in life, because fear is the one thing which holds us back to doing anything new in our life. We
Mm-hmm.
fear, okay, if I fail, then why should I try it? But if you are less fearful, then you are ready to try different new things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing what meditation does is, either we are a left brainer or a right brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Left brainers means we are either logical, analytical, or rational. And right brainers means we are imaginative and creative.
Mm-hmm.
What meditation does, there is a lining which joins the left brain and the right brain, which is called corpus callosum.
Mm-hmm.
When these, and it increases in thickness, so when you can use both your left brain and right brain,
Mm-hmm.
there are so many examples of whole brainers, like Elon Musk, he is a whole brainer. Steve Jobs, he's a whole brainer. When you can use both your left and right brain, your clarity, your thoughts, your creativity increases by tenfolds. And what meditation does is, it will make you whole brainers.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is, we have hippocampi in our brain. What does hippocampi does? It is your learning and memory center, and it is interrelated to how many years you are depressed. So when you are depressed, it shrinks in size. So it means, your learning and memory capacity, decreases in size.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 weeks of meditation will increase the volume and density of the hippocampi so that you can store a lot of information and you can learn a lot of things.
Okay.
And the added advantage of meditation is we have prefrontal cortex, which is the CEO of our brain. And we have different waves in our brain. Like when we sleep, we have delta waves. Then when we wake up, it is alpha waves. And now when I'm talking with you, it is beta waves.
Mm-hmm.
When we meditate, what happens? It helps us to transition from the beta waves to the alpha waves and theta waves. So it
Mm-hmm.
means you can change your brain waves at your will. And
Okay.
once you are able to quieten your prefrontal cortex, your thinking becomes, very clear, and you are able to sleep well. Like, if you can quieten your thinking brain, if you can change your brain waves, some beta waves to theta waves, you can sleep easily. There is so much of issues related to sleep and anxiety. So
Mm-hmm.
meditation has a lot of benefit which we cannot measure it, because there is no way we can make it tangible. But
Yeah.
I have seen in my personal life, and I'm a living example, Anthony, that meditation has changed my life drastically.
Okay.
The second
Mm.
habit I wanted to speak about is exercise.
Mm.
Again, we know, there are so many articles about exercise, what exercise do to our body. Like, our ancestors are hunters and gatherers. We are meant to walk and jog. Those are the things we have to do, physical activity. But
Okay.
now what happens, we sit in front of the laptop, we don't do any physical activity. And if we are not doing any physical activity, our brain doesn't function, properly.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a article in Harvard University that if you are walking, just walking for 20 minutes every day, it decreases your chances of cardiovascular disease by 30%.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot of benefit. And the other benefit which most of the users know, that it releases happy hormones like dopamine, serotonin, which makes us happier. So exercise is something which we should implement in our daily routine.
Okay.
And the third habit which we can put in our daily routine is cold showers.
Mm.
Like, when we do cold showers, I cannot think about what I'm going to eat for lunch. You have to be consciously present at that time, handling that cold water. And when the cold water touches your body, your lungs has to breathe out. It will breathe faster, so that all the oxygen goes in every part of the body. And your heart will beat faster, so that your blood is going to your brains, to your legs, arms. So what happens once you finish your cold showers, even if it can be for 30 seconds or 45 seconds, it does not have to be for too long. But once you are done with it, you will be so fresh and energetic that that will stay for hours for you to work efficiently.
Mm.
So these are the things, habits which you can implement in your life. And there are different habits, which you can do it. But I have just mentioned these ones. So to summarize, if you wanted to improve anything in your life, it can be a 16-year-old kid or a 60-year-old man. You
Mm-hmm.
want to improve yourself personally or professionally. The first thing is have a goal. The second thing is improve your self talk by
Mm-hmm.
using mantra or affirmation. Third, do small, consistent change over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And fourth, make good habits.
Mm. Wow. Thank you very much, Sanjib, for sharing all these with us. And I know most of them are in the book, are all in the book that you've written. Yeah. All that what
Yes,
you.
it is all extensively written in my book. And The name does not justify what I have written, because, as you say, the name is very odd. The man with zero talent, specifies it is only for men, which is not the case. It is from anybody from the age of 16 to 75 years old, and you can improve yourself from negativity to positivity, and how to make yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have written about eating healthy, I have written about meditation, exercise, I have written about emotional intelligence, and I have written about leadership also.
Mm.
So yeah, definitely the name does not justify it, but my point was, if I can write this book, any human being on this planet can achieve whatever they wanted to achieve in life.
Oh, that's good to hear. And yeah, we really appreciate you and everything that you have offered us. And we are just about to sign off these episodes. So, how can people reach you if they want to reach you or find out about more about the book or maybe buy it? How can they reach you?
They can buy the book in Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I do have a group, The Man with Zero Talent.
Mm-hmm.
I have a website, www.zesttolive.com.
Yeah.
It's about my app, and it gives you different features, like how to become better and bigger in your life. It has the app is free of cost. Anybody can download it anywhere in the world. There is no charge, because I have struggled in my life, and I wanted to give something, a tool map for everybody to see it and improve yourself. And that was the whole point of writing my book and launching my app.
Mm-hmm.
And it is free of cost, and I will definitely suggest users to download it and check it, and it might be you can take some of the good points which is there.
Thank you very much once again. So the website is www.zest2live. That is number two, live.com. So go there and connect with Sanjib and learn more about Man with Zero Talent and all that he's spoken of. So thank you very much, Sanjeev. We appreciate, and thank you, viewers, and those who get to listen to this after we are through. We thank you very much. But before we go, we ask our guest, and this time it's Sanjeev's time, to leave us with a few words that we should always remember. Go ahead. Now tell us.
So the last piece of advice I can leave it to the listeners is, invest your time in yourself. And it can be anything, like you can invest your time improving your communication or writing skills, or you can improve yourself physically or mentally, or you can pursue a goal or dream. Whatever it is, invest your time and your resources wisely, because what you are sowing today you are going to harvest later. Everybody knows it, and that is the law of nature. If you are investing your time and resources in improving yourself, you are definitely going to reap the benefits at some point in your life. And time is not perfect for anybody. We think, okay, when the perfect time is going to come, I'm going to do this and that thing. Don't wait for the time. The traffic lights of life will never be green all at the same time. The universe doesn't conspire against us. So if you wanted to do something in your life, just start where you are, do what you know, and correct the course along the way. Because I can tell definitely through my experience that 20 years down the lane, you will be more disappointed by the things which you did not do than by the things which you did do. So fail, experiment, dream, discover, and explore. That is what life is.
Hmm. Thank you very much. That's so powerful, and we really appreciate you for that. So that's about it for today at Now Tell Us. And I've been your host, Anthony Morore. And together with my guest, Sanjib Nandi, we are saying Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.